How's it going, everyone? Greg Scott Bailey here. Welcome to my channel. And what I'm doing is a Marvel movie marathon where I'm going to watch each Marvel Cinematic Universe movie from Iron Man all the way up to Avengers Infinity War when it's released May 4th, 2018. And so that's going to be the 19th movie. The 18th movie, of course, will be Black Panther. And we just watched Thor Ragnarok. Bloody loved it. But so what we're going to do is we're going to rewatch them again here every week up until then. So starting off with Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr., Terrence Howard, Gwyneth Paltrow, and Jeff Bridges. So these folks put together the first movie directed by Jon Favreau, where they set the tone and the entire cinematic universe, in my opinion, very, very well. They didn't do a lot of Easter eggs. They didn't do a lot of cheesy setups, and this is because there was really never a huge cinematic universe before. This was the trendsetter. So it is real nice that you can go back and reflect upon that and see that it's somewhat of a universe building done right, simple and effective. So starting out, of course, Iron Man, in the first 15 minutes, you get to see how serious things are. He's in Afghanistan promoting one of his new missiles to the military, and he gets kidnapped, and he's held hostage, and he's told that he has to build weapons for this terrorist group that's been held, that's holding him. So right off the bat, you see how serious he is. I mean, they torture him, they dunk him underwater. He's got shrapnel that is almost into his heart. So one of the other people being held hostage is, rigs up a device to keep the shrapnel from going into his heart, and he has to hold a car battery. So therefore, he builds the arc reactor so he has a self-sustained power supply for the electromagnet, keeping the battery or keeping the shrapnel out. It's like I just rewatched this again. I'm still excited all these years later. It's 2017. This came out in 2008, and it's still 9 years later doing a wonderful job of setting the tone for the cinematic universe. I really love Gwyneth Paltrow's character, Pepper Potts. She sets up this tone of a character that, look, I know my job is a personal executive assistant, but I know my limits and I know that I'm not going to sleep with Tony Stark. And there's something about that that you can tell Tony Stark actually admires and loves more about her. That she's not just, some floozy, some guy or gal that's just going to hop right into bed just for the sake of money. So I love the subtle tone, the subtle setups of a love and relationship between these two. Jeff Bridges plays Obadiah Stane. The name is pretty out there to me. I've never heard the name Obadiah along with Stane put together. But to be honest, I actually really love this character. I love Jeff Bridges in just about anything he does. And there's a moment when Tony comes back from Afghanistan. He's saved. Everyone's happy. He does a press conference, and he does these moments which are just like the arm around the shoulder, kind of a I am your surrogate father kind of moments with Tony. And you could tell that he himself is a billionaire. He's got this power, and he exudes it in this movie. Um, Terrence Howard plays who's it, Rhodey? I always forget the nickname. James Rhodes, which we'll eventually see is replaced and taken over by Don Cheadle in the following subsequent movies. Don Cheadle does a decent job. Terrence Howard does an okay job. Rhodey, I always picture just a little bit differently, but to be honest, the movie is not needed for their friendship to be a thing in this movie. But there's just some really nice moments between Terrence Howard's Rhodey and Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man, where they first discover that he's flying around, he's on the radar. They send two F-16s, I don't know planes, sorry, jet fighters, after him and to shoot him down. And there's a real nice exchange there where you actually kind of like get their dialogue and their friendship in the mix of a serious situation. I kind of really like that. And again, it's not a knock on Don Cheadle's, and it's not a knock on Terrence Howard for not being there for the rest of the movies. But for this particular movie, it was really nice to go ahead and see what he could put together. So what can I say? John Favreau, I think, knocked it out of the park with this one. It was great beginning and start to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the tones that are set up going in advance. Special extra note, of course, is Clark Gregg's Agent Coulson from the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. TV show. Well, we know that he started out in this movie as one of the connectivity factors of the Phase 1 Marvel Cinematic Universe, leading all the way up to the Avengers. So, special note to him because he has just this really nice, like, hey, how you doing? I'm with the government. We just need to do some stuff, some government stuff. Thanks. And what turns into this really wonderful character that we all connected with leading up to, again, the Avengers. Special little shout out to Clark Gregg, of course, for Agent Coulson. And of course, if you wait to the end credits, you see Nick Fury himself, Sam Jackson, portraying just a nice little smidget thing of a character where you don't, if you never read the comics, you don't know who Nick Fury is. You're like, oh, who's this guy? If you have read the comics and you know Nick Fury from at least the Ultimate storyline, you know that he was drawn after Sam Jackson, and therefore they got him for this movie. So what a wonderful little treat that we got to have. And of course, he wants to talk about the Avengers Initiative. So there we go. I'm going to wrap this up. This is just a quick little note on a wonderful movie, Iron Man 1. I give Iron Man 1 at least an 8 out of 10, which means, naturally, I bought it on home video. I watch it multiple times, and I recommend it to a lot of people that I do say start out with this movie for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Even though Captain America takes place 80 years beforehand, I still recommend Iron Man 1 as the first movie to watch. Thanks, everyone, and as always, we'll see you on the next adventure. Bye bye.